Hi there dreamers and welcome back. Last time we talked about the importance of understanding and working with dreams in this time we live in, since the energies nowadays may be both fast and quite intrusive. There are some specific reasons for that, and among them are the fact that time is actually moving faster and that the third and fourth dimensions overlap, which means our ability to create our future with our thoughts happens much faster than before. In the third and familiar dimension, we are used to things moving in a calm pace in a way that actually makes us forget that we are the creators of what we consider our reality. When stepping into that fourth dimension, there is a much shorter distance between cause and effect, so we really have to do the inner work properly in order to know what we feel and think, and in what used to be the long run that we create. So now let's do some interpreting basics. When I work with dreams, I always start on a basic level. There everything in the dream is aspects of the dreamer, and the reason is essential because if you can't separate your own fears from other people's reactions, you will forever feel that the life is unfair and beyond comprehensibility. Besides that, we will in this new hasty way find ourselves standing in the middle of a reality built by our own irritating and scary thoughts due to the overlapping of dimensions. So when looking at dreams with glasses of self-awareness, you will change your mind from projecting to reflecting. And here's an example of a dream. I'm about to go to town in a bus whose tickets are very expensive. The driver tries to make the passengers line up perfectly before we get on the bus. He's really boasting his power and also wants to get paid for the journey home and for a third tour. I'm sitting in a bus with an unknown woman to the right of me who, like the others, drinks beer from long bottles. Suddenly she looks as she's about to throw up, and I watch her quite worried. So the coxswain driver, beer drinking passengers, and the soon to vomit woman for sure are ingredients to a cocktail of irritation. And the easy way out here is to look at the dream as a reflection of certain people, those who are out there just to annoy us. But if approaching the dream from that point of view, the gain is nothing. So let's look at it the proper way. And the first we need to do is find the symbols. In the beginning of the dream, there's the I, and the I in the dream is a watcher, the experiencer, the soul learning from life. And all other people are aspects of the I, the soul. Tickets are terms for being able to participate, experience, and so on. The bus is a common form of development, learning in a collective way. Then there's the town, an environment that usually crowded and noisy, expensive. The costs in this lesson is tough, like it's a hard way learning. Then there's the driver and his male and his unknown. So there we have an unfamiliar aspect active of the I soul. Likewise, the passengers are a mixture of unknown aspects of the self, of the I. The woman next to me is a passive aspect though, since she's female. The fact that she sits on my right side shows that this aspect is controlled by the left brain hemisphere, the seat of the intellect. Then we move on to the beer drinking, and beer can be seen as intoxicating influence or well-being for a while. And vomiting means rejecting something one recently accepted. So, when having the symbols in place, the result is as following. I'm learning things about myself that I didn't know before. I become aware of my acting and I understand this will be a tough lesson. I have an urge to control myself and have perfect order, to be able to get a grip. Also, I want to be in control of the future. I become clearly aware of the fact that the way I do things according to this pattern just makes me feel good for a short while. I really feel the need to change. So, do you see the difference? Because the interpretation puts it in quite another light. And when having cleared out on the first level of interpretation in that way, that the dream is about the dreamer, we can move on to the next one, where the dreamer also relates to other people, other events and situations. The participation in the dream still reflect the dreamer, but are also separate co-workers in the bigger picture of understanding. The dream then may show a memory coming up to the surface, or perhaps reflecting a situation the day before. And then look at the symbols as in level 1, but invite people into the dream as who's that coxswain driver in your life, that perfectionist someone, always making you feel you have to be on your toes, and what's that person mirroring yourself. That's the most important part, of course. Obviously the urge to control yourself, the mirror is. And probably you are experiencing situations in real life too, with people you find annoying and unfairly picky. And that's the reason you have to face both the situation and identify it in yourself to be able to make a difference in your own life. This also points out the fact that the interpreting situations from awake life works just as good, since the symbol language is the same as in interpreting dreams. So basic facts on a beginner's level are as following: male, the active, the giver and doer; female, passive, the receiver; left half of the brain is masculine and mental, intellectual, as are things being on the left side of something. Right side of the brain is feminine and intuitive, as things are on the right side. But left side of the body is feminine and passive, since it's controlled by the right side of the hemisphere, and so the right side of the body that's controlled by the left brain hemisphere is masculine. I know this may sound confusing, but it's quite easy when you crack the code. Next time, let's move further on into the understanding of basic symbols, and also we can tap into the third level of interpretation. And thank you so much for listening. Much love to you and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.